All right, you probably have no idea what I'm going to highlight today, but yeah, I don't have much time since the metagame challenge is going on right now. A little update, I went 6-1 with Esper Legends, that deck is crazy, and I went, I believe, 4-1 with Esper Control, and then 3-1 with Mono White, losing to the Mirror, which was, I hate the Mirror, I'm never playing Mono White again. I think it's so frustrating playing 45-minute Mirrors just to lose in the end. Anyways, yes, let's jump into it. So this is the deck. Um, yeah, basically, people were like, okay, Jace, cool. Like, what can we do with Jace? And then I was like, all right, well, we have this card. Wonder if this card can do anything. So, Teresian Mindbreaker, 7 mana, 6/4. Whenever it attacks, defending player mills half their library rounded up. Unearth for 4. So you need blue mana to unearth that for 3 blue and one colorless. Unearth means you can bring it out of your graveyard and it gets to attack immediately, and then end of turn, it gets exiled. So essentially, you just, try to put in the graveyard, turn 4, bring it out, mill half their library, and then finish them off with Jace. Except that doesn't work because Jace only mills for 15. So you need another Jace. So yeah, as you might expect, this deck is bad, but I managed to get a few wins with it, and they were really fun matches to watch. I think I can't really remember because it's been a few days, but I remember them being pretty fun to play. Like the matches are super close because the deck is not very good. But yeah, before we jump into it, I guess I'll go over like some of the cards you may not know about because they're not really played in standard. So first up, we have the Otherworldly Gaze, which is a 1 mana instant Surveil 3. So you can put a bunch of cards on top of your library into your graveyard. So if you look at the top 3, put however many you want into the graveyard, and that's really good for 1 mana. And it has flashback, so you can do it on turn 1 and on turn 2. So that gives you huge digging power trying to find this Mindbreaker to put in the graveyard. And second, probably one of the more important cards in the deck, we have a Read Ahead Saga, which means you get to pick what stage of the saga you want to start at. So you can start at chapter 1. You may cast instant or sorcery spell with mana value 1 or 2 from your hand without paying its mana cost. Or chapter 2, target player mills 4 cards, which is usually the chapter you want to start at if if they're getting milled out. So like near the mid game, like after you used a few mill cards, you definitely want to start with chapter 2. And then chapter 3 is exile target instant or sorcery from your graveyard. You cast copy it, you may cast a copy. So you have to pay mana for that. But yeah, you get to recast like Thirst or Consider or Faithful Mending. If you don't want to spend the 3, you can spend a 2 instead, or same thing for Gaze, you can spend a 1 instead of 2, because in the graveyard the flashback cost is 2, but if you exile it with chapter 3, it'll be 1 mana since that's the original cost. Faithful Mending, a card that has seen a little bit of play in Constructed. Gain 2 life, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. So basically looting, but instant speed and flashback for 3. So a lot of life gain and good looting. So that's really good card. Like probably one of the best cards in the deck, really. Consider we know what that does. Just draw a card, surveil 1 instant speed. Yeah, it is what it is. Thirst for Knowledge, draw 3, discard 2 unless you discard an artifact. So this card is really good because you want to discard an artifact, and that is insane. So you get to draw 3 and potentially keep 2, or even discard 2, that's fine too. Like at the end of the day, you need to loot for Depop and Jace usually to kind of stabilize. Then we've got a Rato Sentinel, a card that has seen 0 standard play for obvious reason. 3 mana, 3/3 defender. When it enters the battlefield, target player mills 3 cards. 3 colorless activated ability, put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. So pretty trash, like just kind of terrible creature, but it mills, so I guess. I don't know. Depop, Sweeper, Jace, classic completed whatever. You can cast it for 3. It comes in for 3 with 3 loyalty counters, +1 until your next turn. Up to 1 creature gets -3/-0, so it kind of protects itself, which is good. It helps you like kind of build the loyalty to mill them out. It's not great, but it does its job. Then -2, target player mills 3, this is the best ability, by the way. The -2 is really good because it allows you to mill them while also drawing a card yourself. So it's been pretty relevant. Target player mills 3, so you mill them, and then if a graveyard has 20 or more cards in it, you draw 3 cards. So you can actually draw 3 cards with this usually. after casting the Mindbreaker, so that's relevant. And then the minus X target player mills 3 times X. So usually when it comes down for 4, you mill 15, which is not enough to finish off your opponent usually after casting a Mindbreaker. So you still have work to do. Usually they'll have around, let's say, maybe 10 to 15 cards left, depending on what stage you are at the game and how much they've drawn. Some decks you can beat easier than others, but yeah. The sideboard doesn't really matter. I mean, Banishing Slash, it's been pretty good. Pithing Needle for like Planeswalker stuff. Revelry to not die. Denik to not die. Lockdown to not die. Behold the Unspeakable has been really good. I love this card. I feel like Behold the Unspeakable is so close to being good. If only Chapter 3, the creature, was actually good. It comes in, creatures you don't control get -2/-0 until your next turn, so it prevents attacks basically, or somewhat prevents attacks, at least damage. You reduce damage, which is most important. And then if you have 1 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 4 cards, otherwise scry 2, draw 2. And most of the time you're gonna draw 4 because you have no cards in hand. You're just like spewing out all the spells you can. You'll have nothing in hand, so draw 4. That's really good. Then you have the Chapter 3 transforms into a bad flyer. So Flying Trample, it gets +1/+1 for each card in your hand, except you have no hand, so it's like a 3/3 maybe, going maybe 2/2. Like, it won't be anything bigger than that, so not great. It's not for damage anyways, it's for card draw. In damage mitigation. So yeah, I'm going to highlight the 2 and the only 2 matches I played with this deck. So essentially 100% win rate, right? 2-0. I believe that means this deck is a tier 0, absolute pinnacle of standard. It is clearly at the top. I mean, you can tell already. Anyways, have fun with the matches, and yeah. Alright, sure. Denik stops the rebuy. Oh, this thing? Yeah. Oh, no, wait. No, it doesn't stop anything, actually. Pretty good. Is this even worth playing? I actually don't know. Maybe. Well, I guess I'll try it. I don't know. I've never actually tried playing it on 2. I mean, that's fine, I guess. Milling myself to get the... Oh, this is Esper. Could be... Oh, this is a good matchup. Holy shit. Milling myself to get the thing out could be good. Also, milling them is also kind of a downside in some ways, so... Okay. Could just cast this. No point, right? I'm skipping the exile just to get this out. There's no real point in playing this. Could draw for what? I don't think there's a point in playing this, so I just won't. Probably gonna gaze. Oh, that's too slow. Gaze over mending, even though it's mana efficient. I don't really care about discarding. I mean, keeping all the mills stacked is probably a good idea. Do I have to? Well, that's kind of... I don't have to cast it, right? But, I mean, that's a little bit bad design, I feel like. I don't know why they designed it like that. Actually, it is so underwhelming that Jace doesn't even remotely mill them enough. I really wish this cost like 5 or 6 and had a better loyalty count on it, but I think it would be too strong. But like this is not enough. Like this is not getting me anywhere near lethal, but this deck is just bad, unfortunately.
I pull one thread, and your entire mind unravels.
There's no. We needed like another spell, like the the exile spell that exiles off the top, CMC based, the 3-mana one. Then this would be insane, but we don't have that, so it's actually impossible to like finish the game off reliably. You're spending your entire turns milling and then you just lose. Yeah, laughter is really good, but we don't have anything like this card is so. I don't want to play this, but I have to. It's so bad. Good news is they can't draw a card for the rest of the game. Oh, actually, it's not Esper. Oof. That's rough. The drawing, that's good for me. Once I find another copy of oh, I can make them draw too. Wait, Depop is actually good for me. What the fuck? So I might die here. They have one turn. Let me think. Depop is kind of interesting. I could die. I could die. Might have to mending into. Okay, this probably helps. I'll probably live with both, but I don't know. Oh no, wait, they're dead. Okay. Jesus. Not ideal, but I guess I can see their entire deck now. Oh my god, it's a very fast deck. Holy shit. Oh, I think this is too fast. Token based. Yeah, I think this is too fast. And Gix too, yeah. That deck looks interesting, yeah. I do think Consider's actually worse than Gaze. It puts stuff in the graveyard, so it's so worth it. It's worth its mana value. Mm. Yeah, this is an uphill battle, but we're hitting matchups that aren't terrible, and that's the good news. We're not hitting counterspell match, like we're not hitting any controlling decks. Creature matchups are definitely the easiest thing we could hit. Coast helps this deck so much. Slash is not that good. Maybe, you know what? I could also just play. Probably want that. I could also just play. What do you call it? The one that makes them draw with the clue? Like, they're not gonna draw with the clue if I'm milling them, right? Guess that's the hope. Okay. Blow hand, that's good for me. Fateful Absence, yeah. Could definitely play that. Oh, the next card was that shit? Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, it's not bad if I find untap land, and I most likely will. It's good that I can put this in the graveyard instant speed. Like, that's actually really important. Usually they might like tap out. They're not really tapping out. Hmm. Definitely one of my better matchups for sure. It's a random creature deck. Sure. Sure. I'm not really desperate in terms of life right now. Do this while I can. Alright, they're down to 23. Which means I need to survive until I draw Jace. Or I can mill them again if I'm stable a few turns from now, which is could happen if I draw a land. I could do both of these. That would be relatively strong. Oh, they want the card. That's actually good for me. I guess I just mill them again then. I'm not really dying. But I can even Revelry. Ten left. I think I just let them draw if they want to. Like it's easier for me. Just grab the creatures. They can't really attack with two things. I've got one Sentinel. Jace is a win. This is kind of crazy. I'm facing like mono red in this back to back is probably ideal. Like they don't really have much. Ooh, that's kind of annoying. They don't really want to attack, right? Okay, they do. So giving them Laurent back is probably whatever. A block. Does this proc if you get swept? I think so. I think it's better to do this then. And they draw. That's actually good for me. I might still lose. I don't have anything left. I'm kind of out. I'm out of it. I think I'm dead. What a tilter. You'd imagine losing to this. And their deck is actually not bad. In fact, this might be insane. I don't know. What do you guys think about opponent's deck? I feel like it's good. If you enjoy my content and would like to see me keep making it, consider joining my Patreon, where you will gain access to a bunch of bonus videos, other types of content, and of course, depending on the tier, other services as well. Thank you so much to all the lovely patrons that have already subscribed. I appreciate you all very much. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.